Chris, very many congratulations, first of all. What's it been like this week? Has there been much of a celebration, or is it very much focused on the job still in hand?
Yeah, I mean, we had the celebration after the game on the pitch, basically, which was pretty special with the supporters, 25 minutes inside the stadium, and then in the dressing room and everything. And then it was the journey back, which was one to remember. But then obviously it's a day off yesterday, and everyone recouping again, and then you start to slowly focus on the next game. So it's been good for us. We've got another game around the corner, a cup final around the corner, so we can't get carried away, and we're focusing on that now.
There is obviously that opportunity, though, to deliver a cup and league double this season. What would that mean to you, particularly in the club's 150th year?
Well, it would be extremely special. Yeah, the remit here was obviously get back to the Championship, get promoted. We've managed to secure that now, but the chance to add silverware to it would be even more special. You know, and obviously the amount of fans we've got going to the game and everything, it's hopefully going to be a really special occasion.
Might be getting a bit ahead of it, but I heard Troy Deeney speaking about the potential for an open-top bus parade, and he said that he didn't want that because Birmingham should be getting out of this league and should be delivering success at Wembley as well. At the same time, it would seem churlish not to mark an occasion like that, were you to complete a league and cup double, particularly as it's really laying down a marker for what's to come in the future, or the hope is at least.
Yeah, I mean, from my point of view, it's about celebrating success, you know, and regardless of what people say about, you know, we should be doing this or that. It's been a season that I think all the Birmingham City fans will remember fondly so far. And if we can add to that, then, you know, I think the club suffered a lot with some dark days. So, you know, I never sort of bemoan us celebrating the successes that we can have.
It's been mentioned a few times that you said, I think around about the start of the season, if you're thinking of slowing down, then you're at the wrong club. How far can you look ahead just now, or is it still very much you've got to think about that cup and rather than what comes next?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the whole mantra for me has been, you know, let's focus on the next game, basically. And you can never really get too far away from that in football. As boring as that is for people, that is football, and that's how I approach it, and I expect the players to approach it. So, thankfully for us, there is no other thing to focus more on than a cup final. So, you know, that's exciting for us. And then the rest of the season, there's still quite a lot for us sort of to play for in that period. So, you know, hopefully it can be an exciting end to the season.
How strange to be playing Peterborough in what could be two key moments of the season then?
Yeah, it's a little bit unusual in the sense that we just played them in the league. The good news for us in that sense is the sort of preparation is quite seamless in terms of our, you know, pre-match analysis and reviewing the game. It's the same team we've just played, so we're pretty tuned into what that's going to look like. And you know, knowing them and how they work, I don't envisage too much changing in terms of the way they approach the game. So yeah, I think it will be an open game. I think two teams that want to play football. They're a very attacking team, as we are. So I think it'll be a good game.
Just finally for me, because we're speaking to Christoph next as well, just talk us through how the season's gone for him, because I think at the start of the season he started on the bench, then now he could be lifting silverware at Wembley. It says a lot about his progress, and maybe as each week has gone by, it's kind of highlighted what a coup you've got in bringing him here.
In Clara?
In Clara, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been a fantastic signing. We've, as I've said many times, we signed 17 players, 19 left, and we signed 17, and Clara was a very, very important player that we brought in. You know, in League One, we've needed real physicality to deal with the challenge, but he can play as well. You know, and he's been a fantastic player for us.
Thank you.
Chris, you've used a lot of players this season. They've moved in and out quite seamlessly, really. You've got some big decisions to make over the next 48 hours. How are you handling that situation? Because you're only allowed 11 on the pitch.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's always some will be disappointed. That's just the way it is. I've had that all season, and I approach it like every other game. Sometimes it's actually picking the squad can be trickier than picking the team, because I've got a good idea of the team that should play, but there might be a few that don't even get on the bench. So you know, that's hard for a player. So they're the decisions that I have to make. That's what I have to do, and they understand that. And obviously, in the next few days, we'll do that.
And you've got to have those conversations. Some of those will be tough, and some of those you'll be really enjoying, because you're telling people you're in the team, you're on the bench. Yeah,
exactly. It isn't nice. You know, I think it's important as a leader, as a manager, to have, you know, empathy for the players, because, you know, they're human beings, and the opportunity to play at Wembley, I'm sure, is very special for all of them. So, but I never sort of veer too far away from my job, which is to win games of football for this club and put a team and squad out there that I think is the right one. So, that's what I'll do.
Was the selection on Tuesday affected in any way by Sunday and playing the same side again?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely affected by the amount of games we are playing. I was aware that we're playing, that was our 4th game, quick succession, then the final's the 5th game. So I was weighing everything up and I was cautious not to sort of over-rotate as such and change the team completely and everything else. So I wanted to keep it quite similar, but just get a few players freshened up, basically. And I think over the course of the game managed to do really what I wanted it to look like. So I think we're moving towards this game now. We've got the majority of the players in good shape.
Do you think Peterborough will be any different? I mean, you said you don't think the team will change that much, but in the back of their minds, without a doubt for them, Sunday was a much bigger game than Tuesday.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be too much change stylistically. I think they'll play quite a similar game. I think that there was obviously periods of the game on Tuesday. I'm sure they were happy with how it looked, and just looking at them through the season, obviously we've already played them twice. This will be the 3rd time, and looking what they've got and how they play, I don't envisage too much change. You never know. You never know what they're thinking. They might say, well, let's try something else or different shape or anything, but. So we'll see. I think we'll be ready. We've played a lot of games this season. This will be our 54th game, and I would say to the players that we've faced everything: back 5, back 4, diamond, high press, low block, direct, counter attack, possession. We've practiced it all basically. So I think whatever comes up, we'll quickly, seamlessly be able to adapt to it.
Finally, there's a whole load of suits behind me. There's one thing that's different about this: the 54th game. It's a Wembley Cup final, and everyone needs to savour it.
Oh, absolutely. It's a special occasion. When we got to the final against Bradford, they were scenes that were very special, and people, it doesn't matter what the competition is. You get to Wembley and you've got to embrace it and enjoy it, and the proof of that is the amount of fans that are going to be there for us. The tickets, the queues for the tickets and how quickly they went, and there's talk of 50,000 being there, and very special. So we have to. I am one of those that, from a professional standpoint, you have to play the game, not the occasion. It's an old adage, but it's true. We have to focus on the football, but everything around it is obviously very special for the club.
And have you experienced Wembley in a professional capacity before?
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah, I was at Swansea. We got promoted from the Championship in the playoff final. When I was at Liverpool, we played Aston Villa in the semi-finals of the FA Cup, and then when I was at Leicester, we won the FA Cup against Chelsea. So I've been there a few times, and yeah, very special, iconic stadium, and I think for our players, hopefully, they're going to really enjoy playing there. Big pitch, good pitch, and we're going to have a lot of backing inside the stadium. So hopefully we can make the most of it.
And you'll know the difference between winning and losing, the feelings.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's the ups and downs of football. We've just had a wonderful high with confirming promotion, but football's like that. You have to be ready, because there are ups and downs, and hopefully we can have another up on the weekend.
Gaff, you've pretty much covered everything there, but just a message to supporters ahead of what has already been and what could be even more of a historic week for the club. Enjoy the day. Enjoy the weekend, make the most of it. I said to the players, it's you have to cherish the good times in football, because there are ups and downs, and quite literally ups and downs in football, and for us to go down there with that amount of support is something that we're going to really enjoy. And the club's together right now. That's the thing, with the fans, the players, the staff. We've got a togetherness, and if you're together in football, you've got a great chance. So let's hope that can push us on the weekend.